we beat Kayla last time. We found Eamon Ming's notebook, and we learned about possible troop movements between Ostalin and Dassin. And then the lab that we were in got destroyed by wind and lightning, and we took cover. We played a game about telling the truth. And then the next morning we got up, and as the clouds parted, we saw a colossal creature hovering miles in the air, a shark the size of a small town with a gigantic eye on its underside looking right at us. We shook that off and headed back to Erish and discovered that the Regessians were gone. We found out that they went and talked to the monks before they left. So we headed up to talk to the monks and get more info. And we were greeted at the door by Pilus and Longinus, who invited us to come in and have a chat. And so, kind of watching our backs and not sure what to expect, we headed inside the monastery to, I was going to say debrief with the monks, but I don't like that, to chat with the monks. How about that? 6 paragraphs done that quick.
Was that an underwear joke that you were making there?
Yeah, debrief.
Okay, just curious if that's where you're going with that, because I thought it was a very fine use of debrief, personally.
Nope.
Rob has a dirty mind.
Now we know what Jack's got going on under there.
Right? He's got briefs, clearly.
Jack's a brief boy. Oh, I wonder if he is. Oh, I bet he is.
Asking
Well, we
the
can
real
move on.
questions.
I'm gonna think about that. That's gonna be in my character creation going forward. See, a boxer or brief
Boxers
guy.
or briefs, yeah. Or none.
Or none. Oren was definitely a nun.
Anyway.
Or was a nun. He was a druid.
Yeah, Oren was freeballing it all the time. Moving on.
Pulling you into a side room, a antechamber, a kind of a meeting room. Longinus with an N in there, just by the way.
I just said it really fast and hoped that nothing would get caught.
And Pilus meet with the group. Having pulled you aside, Longinus kind of begins speaking to you and says, I'm sure that you have many questions for us. But first, I should mention that we have met with the Regessians prior to meeting with you. I'm sorry, this was not really the intentions, but, well, they were here and demanding, and you were gone. I apologize.
Very warm greetings, first of all. I'm Jack. We're the Protectors of the Past. We've heard of you, but we haven't met, so it's good to finally meet you.
Of course. I tend to start in the middle of things sometimes. You see, I have some skill in divination myself, and so sometimes I forget that not all the formalities are taken care of before speaking.
I've always got the formalities covered, sir, so it's good. Well, I think one of the most pressing questions we have is what deal did you make with the Regessians?
Well, kind of looks towards Pilus. My brother and I ended up providing them with an item of some use in exchange for their leaving. The townsfolk could return to their homes with that, and, well... I wasn't even looking. What just happened?
It was very strange. Continue.
Well, their safety and comfort took priority.
What did you give them?
They requested an orb that allows them to control storms.
Dang it.
Wow.
I had a feeling that this might cause some conflict, given that I knew you were here for the same thing, but... well...
How long ago did they leave?
They met with us last night, and in the morning, their camp is largely empty. Now, they've left behind some to pack up and catch up all of the supplies, but it seems that a group of them has already made their way from here.
Okay, I was right. We really did lose it.
Well,
I
shit.
know. We didn't know that we needed that specifically, but now that we say it out loud, it would certainly help.
It's forgive us.
I understand
may-
this
you
news
may have-
is probably upsetting. Take the time you need to process it. Do not worry.
Well, we can process while we ask other questions, if that's all right.
Of course.
Well, word may have reached your ears by now that we headed into the Forbidden Valley, seeing that something nefarious was going on there. So we trekked down, and we found one of your number was dabbling in biomancy, was making something of an army in an underground bunker.
One of my number.
Man, we've been calling her Kayla, but how do we get that info? Did she tell us that?
Yeah.
She told us.
Okay. Kayla,
She didn't say we would get the orb. She said we'd get the torch.
the orb
They
is
could
to
get the
part the
torch by
storms that are
controlling the
surrounding
weather.
the torch.
Yeah.
Kayla, yeah, she met us at the door when we first came here. She tried to kill us a couple times.
Kayla. He kind of looks over towards Pylus, his brother, with, you'd see the mask. So you can't see his eyes, but you can only infer that they are inquisitive eyes. Pylus, yes, she was my ward, it is true.
Well, then, Sir Pylus, are you aware of what she was doing in the Forbidden Valley?
I was not aware that she was in the Forbidden Valley. The valley is off limits on purpose.
Does he
I'll
look
not
like
see
he's-
to that.
Does he look like he was lying to us?
You can make an insight check if you'd like.
No, they were talking about how the Forbidden Forest was forbidden because it's a holy place. It's where the gods are. Or something
Odds
like
are.
Not quite that, but that is what the local legend is, but
So why do you
the
forbid
truth is
people
more
from-
interesting in my opinion. It is said, at least, that the storm chaser eagle made its roost there. And its lingering power is what fuels the elemental there, and the perpetual storm in the area.
DM.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I rolled a 9, so I can't tell if he's lying, but well, when we were accosted by your monks trying to keep us from the forest, they were joined by one of these abominations that Kayla was making.
That's true.
A giant dragon. Seemed like you were in alliance with these creatures. How do you explain that?
We have used creatures of the relative area in the past to
This wasn't a natural creature.
be it natural or not, the elemental chaos that is in the area does strange things to physiology.
Who's talking right now? Is this Pylus?
This is Pylus. I'll try to use a older man's voice.
Yeah, Lodge.
Yeah. And I literally don't believe him. I literally don't. I know that I rolled, but like, I just can't believe that.
That's fine. He has a very blank, passive face.
All right.
You don't get any reading off of it, but you can choose to believe or not believe.
This guy is.
I don't know about this guy. I'm going to check my intuition. Intuition says it's good. Nah, you're wrong, intuition.
Yeah, no, this guy is.
You can do that.
Well, it's logically, it just doesn't make to me. There's no way that he did. There's a big difference between elemental chaos and biomancy. Like disgusting.
Let me throw this out there.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't necessarily know that either. Although maybe I would, as like having experience with biomancy.
Feel free. Don't worry about it. You can have your opinions.
All right.
What were you gonna say, Cassie?
I'm from the area, so would I know that different animals like this, like that are like joined together, are normal here?
I wouldn't say normal. You've seen one or two weird looking things in the past, but they've been very erratic or sporadic, I think is the right word there. Uncommon, exceptionally uncommon.
You know what?
It's not like that when it was built yesterday.
I'm gonna say elemental chaos my ass. You guys were protecting Kayla in there. Whatever those creatures are, those abominations, you guys wanted us to keep them for us. I'm gonna step forward and kind of point my finger at him while I say that.
And I'll step up next to Rev and I'll say, further, earlier when the Regessians were attacking, the people were given time to flee from a lightning storm. The same lightning storm destroyed the lab and almost killed us.
In my mind, would that coincide with them giving the orb late at night, or we were fighting earlier?
You would be fighting earlier than that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You thought maybe the Regessians were using it to kill us?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Jack, if you don't mind, make an insight check as well, since you're stepping forward.
Okay. Really good.
Okay. Pilot says,
23.
It is true that sometimes we do command the weather. That much is the case. Jack, you can see, even in the shadowed recesses of Longinus's mask, you can see his eyes flicking towards his brother periodically, as though searching for something. I understand that it is certainly condemning for me that it is my pupil who was found there. But I can assure you that I had nothing to do with her works there.
Unfortunately, sir, I think you have to do a little better than that. Where we stand, you have given the Regessians a tool that may allow them to get the torch of the burning sky. You tried to kill us and sided with a known turncoat to our rebellion. Doesn't look good for you and your monastery. Longinus, do you have anything more to say about your brother's actions?
Kind of considers for a moment and says, my brother and I are contradictory at times, yet I place my trust in him, that what he does is for the good of us. Violet says, and we worked together and decided that the right course of action was to provide them with this orb.
Can I tell?
We understand the dangers that this might pose, but at the same time, the threats to us and our survival, and less to me personally, more to our city, our town, and the civilians within, were great. We acted as we would to protect them. If this does harm to your resistance, I apologize. That was not our intention. Our intention was to look after the safety of those around us.
Can I tell if there's any like shifty, mind control-y stuff going from like Pilus to Longinus.
You wouldn't be able to tell necessarily right off. Nothing overt that you can see. You can make a perception check maybe to see if you can see any casting or anything like this.
Okay. 23.
You haven't noticed any casting being done by Pilus, and you don't see any strain of like concentration on his face or anything like this that you might associate with a longer lasting spell or something like that.
Has Winry told us anything about this guy and him wearing a mask before? I don't remember if we've had this conversation.
I never met them.
So you wouldn't have known.
Nope. You might have seen him in the past, Winry. I just never had brought it up or anything. This isn't necessarily a new thing, but it is something that he has taken to over the past, 10 to 15 years, if you had asked your family about it or something like this. For what it's worth...
Was Becca not able to talk or something? She just got off. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she's going to rejoin. I was going to keep going unless she doesn't come back here in a minute. For what it's worth, Winry, if you had talked with people about this in the past, we'll say you have. Longinus looked significantly older than Pilus. And so that's kind of why he started wearing the mask and gloves and everything, was that he was physically an old man.
I understand the immediate threat of Vergesians on your doorstep, but what about the larger threat when they have the power of the torch and can come back and take everything anyway?
I did not believe that they would be caring so much about us at that point in time.
You are very, very powerful from what you've shown us, just by simply controlling the weather. How would you hope to fly under their radar?
Weather radar.
Oh my gosh. She was making a pun.
I didn't mean to, but it came out.
We survived this long under the previous leadership. Not foresee significant deviation from the norm.
Well,
you're saying...
You guys go first. I'm gonna ask a question that's gonna move us to a different direction. So, go ahead.
As I say, you're technically of Ostalin, so your leadership hasn't been the Vergesians.
It is true. That is kind of what I was implying. Yes, I meant Lord Coltongue when I talked of that.
Mm-hmm.
When did the Vergesians leave?
They met with us last night, and they were gone by this morning, so perhaps sometime in the last 5-6 hours, maybe? That's just a guess, but...
As the day right now,
So you're
during the day.
It's like noon.
You didn't know about the laboratory in the valley?
I did not. No.
I believe it.
You can make an insight check if you'd like.
And tell me again what I got, Justin. You said he was looking at Pilus, like searching him, kind of.
Like questioningly, almost like side eye a little bit.
21.
If that makes sense. It is very difficult for you to read Longinus, given that he's wearing a mask that makes it almost impossible to see any of his face or eyes. He is not fidgeting. He does not look uncomfortable. He shows no telltale signs of lying. He's meeting your gaze plainly. But take that as you will.
Well, truth be told, part of the reason that we came here to seek an audience with you was to find a way to get through the storms to hopefully find the torch. The other reason we came, though, was to secure your friendship so that we could secure the allegiance of the Kagan. Is it fair to say that we have your allegiance, or...
Well, that part is a little easier. I have discussed this with my brother, and we have come to the conclusion that we would be willing to meet with the members of Sequin further, to listen to arguments and come to an agreement.
Well, that is good to hear.
I believe at this moment, I guess, with you guys, 3 Weeping Ravens would say, perhaps this is a job that I can be more of assistance with. If you see yourselves going further, I could be a intermediary here for this communication. Make sure that we are in agreement and can, yes, come to a cohesive agreement with all.
Oh, do you guys know anything about a big shark in the sky?
Oh, what?
There's a big shark that keeps disappearing. It has an eye that keeps looking at us. Have
Oh,
you
I heard
seen
this
it?
in Critical Role, and I've been meaning to do this. I'll use Minor Illusion and make a small version of exactly what we saw.
Nice.
And be like, it was like
Yeah.
this, only as big as a town and miles up in the sky with a huge eye that was looking at us.
Longinus is just like staring at it, almost like weirded out. He kind of almost absently puts a hand towards his face, then realizes that he's wearing a mask. Like he was going to rub his brow, and then realized that he can't. No, I've never seen anything like that before.
What's
Well, if
Pilus
you
look
go
like?
outside, you might be able to see
I
it.
was gonna say.
Pilus is studying it relatively close, like pretty closely. He's kind of like peering at it, kind of looking around at different angles, getting the sizing of it. We shall... Kind of looks towards his brother briefly. Keep our eyes open for it, I guess. I cannot say this fills me with great comfort.
Yep.
Pilus, you were supposedly Kayla's mentor or whatever, but
That is true. She was of my order.
so you would then maybe be able to give us some insight into her thinking. Do you know why she captured 3 Weaving Ravens? What does she want with him?
Let me get into her mind space then. She
Yeah,
is...
I know that would be very hard for you and all, not being her or giving her orders or anything.
He kind of smiles from one side of his mouth a little bit towards you, sensing the animosity very plainly. Yes, well... my first thought would be she's trying to force a confrontation. You arrived together. Clearly this man is of some importance one way or the other. Figures that you would come for him.
So, she wanted to pick a fight with us.
On her grounds, it seems. Not just any fight.
She lost, by the way.
Is that supposed to make me feel bad?
Yeah, you didn't train her well enough, obviously.
She lost it as her
Easy.
own fault. I feel no pity for her failure.
Yeah, well, you
I
know.
think they're just saying that because maybe you want to go down there and collect her, or
I do
maybe...
not wish to enter the Forbidden Valley, no.
Let's just
It
say
is
the
forbidden
acorn
on
doesn't fall from
purpose.
the tree.
No
do say
one
so.
goes in there? Even you guys? How long has it been,
Try
from
not
your
to.
knowledge, that someone's been in there?
Kind of looks towards Longinus and tries to think for a minute. Says, last time that I remember us going there was maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year. We went to go survey the area a little. Make sure that things were not
And let me guess,
degrading.
you saw a giant,
Degrading?
and you saw a tower, just a tall tower or something.
Don't remember a tower being there, no. We were mostly there inspecting the local wildlife and making sure that things were remaining relatively in check.
You didn't see a tower in the middle of a opening at the center
I
of
did
the...
not see a tower, no.
Okay.
Can we this is terribly rude, but this is a lot of information for us to consider. Would you mind if we step to the side and just speak us for just a moment?
Oh, I understand.
Okay. Let's go into a corner. I'll be like, I'll say, don't mind me. I'll sit down and I'll do the ritual for us to do the telepathic
For 10
communication
minutes?
thing.
For
Yeah,
10 minutes?
You guys fill time. Get coffee or something.
While he does that, actually,
that's fine.
I'm gonna actually, you know what? Forget. I'm not gonna say this out loud, honestly.
No, it's fine. His taking a moment gives me a moment to do what I would like to. And he kind of looks towards Rev, actually. Looks down towards you. And says, I understand that things have been difficult for you recently. And while I would put no pressure on you, it is my gift that I could provide you with some healing, some restoration of function.
Bryn's eyes go wide.
Who told you this?
No one needed to tell me this. I can see it in your walk first, but beyond that, as I said, I have some skill in divination. And the way that I interpreted one of my messages was that I was at least to offer it. It did not indicate to me if it would be accepted or not, but it was important for me to offer.
Yeah, as long as you're not gonna charge me nothing.
There's no charging. Do not worry. I would never charge for healing.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder as encouragement, as also STFU.
He kind of
Okay,
reaches out.
yeah. Then I shut up.
If you don't mind, take a seat for a moment. It will be easier if you're not putting your weight on it.
I'll look to Longinus and say, Can you explain a little to me what you're doing while you do it, just so I can help learn?
Of course. He kind of starts talking about it. It's not anything that you haven't understood about what his injury was, but effectively what he says for you in the medical profession here is, having missed a big section of ligament there wasn't enough remaining for it to bridge back together again to heal naturally. And so there would have needed to be surgery where they would have inserted additional tendon basically to connect it back together. And he's like, that's for you outside of character, that's the upshot. What he talks about is the fact that high-level magic has the ability to regrow not just fingers, hands, arms, but also the inner workings of them. And in this case, as he casts Regenerate, I think it's called?
Yeah.
You can watch in his knee, like on the side of it, it like slithers a little bit as the tendon wiggles downwards, and then all of a sudden it like snaps into place and becomes solid and whole once more.
I love that imagery. It's real gross. I love it.
It reminds me of what I used to tell patients. Like, I can do poop, I can do throw up, I can do blood, anything bone or ligaments. I'm just like, no thanks. I'm out.
I love it.
I'm sorry that was uncomfortable, but I think you understand why I wanted you sitting instead.
Yeah, I'm like wincing and stuff, so I don't get a good look at it. Although that would be really cool to watch. I'm too busy. Like, I'm gonna say, and when it's done, I'll be like, could have at least given me a drink first.
I would say there's no pain, but it does feel very weird while it's happening.
Okay. I thought you were saying it's painful.
No, I think that you could feel like this. It's almost the way I imagine it's like an eagle in your knee for just a moment. It wiggles a little bit and then just like snaps into place and is whole and unmoving again.
I'll still take a drink.
I understand. Test it, please. I hope that it is sufficient for you.
Yeah. I'll
help him out.
Yeah, I'll stand up and start to. Yeah, it feels a lot better.
Yeah, try to flex it a little bit, kind of like put weight awkwardly, kind of move, jump cuts, this sort of thing. The knee feels probably better than it did before it was injured.
Wow. Yeah, I do a couple of sprints. Some what are the? We used to call them suicides, but that's not like
suicides. Yeah,
it's probably not like the. That's probably not what they call them. They probably don't call them that anymore.
No.
Yeah, so do a couple of those around the room. Wow, that actually feels great. Thank you.
As I'm working on the ritual, I can feel all my second level spell slots coming back to me.
Well, we'll see. Well, while he is still finishing as well, I wanted to pass along to you. I have done some divining as well, and I do know that the first Regessian army, commanded by General Magdus, and accompanied by a contingent of Shahalesti elves, patrols the lands near the firestorm, waiting for an opening.
You said Shahalesti elves?
I did. Appears they are, at least to some degree, cooperating in this regard.
That's not good.
Could I get the name of the the general again?
General Magdus. Magdus. Should also say that all locations to determine the location of the torch, or of the late Emperor himself, unfortunately fail outright. This is not atypical for items of such power, though.
And we don't have an idea of where it was located. I'm kind of looking to Three Weeping Ravens as I'm saying this.
The torch was located?
Yeah. Wasn't it in some, like, castle or something?
The estimate.
I don't have it written down.
The thought is
Yeah.
Castle
Korstal.
Korstal, yes.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Did you just look it up?
I've been sitting
Didn't have it written down for some reason.
That's where
That
Colton.
is-
I don't know.
That is the same area,
Firestorm.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Castle
figured
Korstal.
that is where the Regessians would be taking this orb. But I thought you should know that there's more company in the outskirts of the firestorm there.
How long of a march is it to the castle?
Days? I could give a rough estimate if you give me a few seconds to bring up the map.
It's all right. I don't need to know how long, but knowing that it'll be several days is enough for me.
Yeah.
On
Because,
horseback, perhaps just short of a week, maybe? 5 days to a week range?
That's what I like to hear. Jack, you got that? You got that ritual done yet?
Sure.
So I'll include us and 3 Weeping Ravens.
Okay.
They'll say, okay, well, if we can just either we can go to a corner or we're going to communicate telepathically. So if we just stand here, we'll kind of just be staring slack-jawed at each other. That might be awkward. So
It's fine.
maybe we'll just go in a corner real quick.
Longinus and Pylus will be kind of talking to 3 weeping ravens, if you don't mind. If you have any specific questions for him,
Yeah, we'll rope him
then
in.
just, don't worry about it. He'll kind of excuse himself to answer. But in the meantime, he's just starting like the bridges of conversation about the potentials of joining the Alliance and this sort of things.
So telepathically, either Pylus is totally lying to us and does have some kind of connection to Kayla, or Kayla just knew that it's the Forbidden Valley and thought that would be the perfect place to set up something like this. Regardless, I think we've achieved what we wanted to do here. We have to beat them there somehow.
We can fly, but I still feel like we're missing something here.
I plan on stealing the orb.
It's a good idea.
It's a good plan. Either way,
If you hurried, you may be able to still catch them. It
Yeah, we
is
could
5
fly.
days to a week to get there.
Yeah, I think we could
Have
probably
time
catch.
to catch them.
I believe we could catch them as they're probably even camping tonight.
They may not realize that you would even be chasing them.
clarification,
That's-
is this 3 weeping ravens talking?
Yes, in your mind.
Yes. Cool.
That orb is the linchpin to their victory, though. They're not going to have it idly guarded. But
Well, those catapults were the linchpin to their victory, and they had those.
I was going to
Yes,
say
but-
I don't doubt Winry or Rev's abilities.
Ray
I
of
also-
it.
But
I also have one of these, and I'm gonna kind of flick Thunderstone, kind of like in my fingers, and like kind of pretend to drop it, and then be like, put it back.
Gotcha.
I forgot we had those. Yes, but see here, the difference between this and the catapults is that even if we do get the orb, we then in turn use it, and they potentially piggyback off of our victory and still get in, and we have to have some sort of encounter. We have to stop them one way or other. Either we stop the storm ourselves, or they stop it.
No, we don't.
How
have to
many
do that.
soldiers were there?
Here in total. At the beginning or the end?
The end?
About maybe 20 at the time that they were leaving. And they left maybe not quite half the number here to collect supplies and follow, so
20 soldiers or 20,000 soldiers?
that were here,
Yeah.
just 20.
Well, that's how many there were in the entire Regessian force that was here before?
Just the initial force. There was about 150 to 200 of them initially.
Okay.
But you slimmed some,
So-
and we slimmed more, and this was what remained.
20 remain.
Let's just catch up to them and kill them all. There's only 20.
That sounds like the right
Only
way to do
20.
it.
There's also only us, so
So I think we can handle them. So, yeah, and we don't necessarily have to do anything with the orb. We can bring it back to Sequin and buy us a ton of time while we continue to create allies, manage relationships, like what all that shit Jack does. And eventually we'll get to the point where we can maybe crack open this Regessian army.
potentially, but who's to say that they don't just turn around and get some orb from somewhere else? I mean, they had one in Sequin.
There,
Who's to say they can't
I'll
find
speak up.
another?
Hey, Pilus, or Longinus, you got another one of those orbs?
We could make one. It would take a couple of weeks, but in theory, they are not impossible to make.
Okay. Do you know of any other orbs
Maybe.
out there?
Not that I'm aware of currently, but they're not impossible.
Yeah, they might be able to find another, but I kind of doubt it. I'm saying this in my head now. I just
Yeah.
asked them those questions, and then I'm back into the.
You just give them a and then
And
you go
talk.
back to us.
So,
Is there
I
anything
don't
we're
like. I
missing?
don't like risking it. I don't know.
risking taking the orb? No.
No,
Like, we gotta
with
take the
here.
orb one way or another. Oh, with
seems
here?
like- It seems like the answers they gave were a little too simple.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why are we?
Pilus is
We went
definitely
into
lying
their
to
Forbidden
us.
Valley against their rules, killed one of their own, and they're just like, okay, we'll join your resistance.
I don't trust it either, but I don't know if we're gonna get any more from this. You guys have done how many insight checks?
Well, the monks that we fought were there to stop people from going into the forest. The Drake thing was working with them, but it was
Seemed to
clear
be.
to Rev that it had something. It had it
Some
smacked
markings of
of
biomancy, yeah.
Yeah,
biomancy.
Kayla could have sent that.
Yeah.
So why don't
So
they
Kayla
care
could've
that we
made it
killed all those monks?
Well, I don't think we killed all of them, but we did kill some.
We didn't, I don't think. I thought that there would be one or two back by the time we got back, so I don't think we killed them all. I don't remember.
I don't remember doing lethal damage, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I
we
don't
may
think
have
I-
been explicit about
I don't
that.
think I did the final blow on any of them. Anyway, so going back to it, yeah, it definitely seems like there's something missing here. But
What
I don't
if?
want to wait.
What if?
how about we leave our more diplomatically inclined members here, and those of us that can maybe pull off a heist chase down those guards.
You want to split up again?
Why would we not all go?
Yeah, I just got my tendon back in my knee. I figured it might as well be
So
Get
you're
some running
you're
done.
ready to lose it again?
time to split up the party. Why not?
It's a
I
limit.
think we I think if we go, I think we all go. I
See
don't see a
yourself.
reason.
At least be closer to us when we do it.
Exactly. I don't see a reason for us to stay here.
If there's
And we
20
can't fly
soldiers,
by ourselves.
a few well-placed boulders from an ape will knock that number down significantly. I think we've got a pretty good chance here.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go in all, I was going to use a
Ice
reference. I was saying
tools.
Rambo, but I think I can
I
probably
thought you were
just.
gonna say guns blazing.
I
we can
think
just
that Winry and
steal
Rev
it.
can steal it easily. Especially if there was only 20 left.
Yeah. We just got to get there quickly and get there under the cover of night. Which, if we
Which
move
can do
fast,
by flying.
Yeah, with Tabaxi and with Polymorph, we can get there.
we'll have to fly low, make sure they don't see us coming, because they will be watching.
They'll be watching for us.
Do we have anything
I-
else that we need here?
If they're
I
working
will
with
say,
Kayla, they
How
might
about-
think they're good.
How about this? We return here after we have the orb.
right. I
Let's
will
go.
say on the matter of the Drake, I wouldn't be so quick to assume that the monks knew that biomancy had been done on it. What if Kayla had taken it and done work on it without them knowing, and they simply called it to their aid as they would?
I think that given the familiarity that the monks had with the dragon,
Yes, it was their guardian. It's just how often
They-
do they call on it to
You think that
aid them?
you think she like biomassed it in the last year? since they were down there?
I think so.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
They
I find
said
that a little.
that they
I'm a
went-
little bit skeptical, but hey, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, why
Agreed.
you guys think the monks knew the Drake? We took them all out before the Drake even got there.
They called for it.
They said that they knew about it. They
They
said they did. They didn't want it. They didn't ask any questions because they're just good monks, good little doobies, all of them.
See, Pilus and Longinus both said that they went down there a half year ago.
Yeah,
to
6 months. You're right.
Inspect. So if they didn't see anything wrong, then yes, I do believe that all of this has been culminating within the last 6 months.
They say they
But
didn't.
even
They
see
say,
then-
I agree with you, I do believe to be skeptical on this, but I'm simply
But if
saying
Kayla was
that could be an
still-
excuse.
Solidly in the monastery, she could very easily have known that they were going to go and communicated for illusions to be changed or to look
That's
back to
fair.
normal, so Longinus and Pilus wouldn't suspect anything as well.
They also didn't go into the woods for religious reasons. If they went in to scout about, they probably didn't go as deep in as we did.
Well,
That's fair.
either way, there's plenty of reasons to buy their story if their story turns out to be true. But I'm just gonna
Also,
say,
Plenty
I don't buy it.
Yes, plenty of reasons also to not believe
right
them.
now though, we'll figure out how truthful they are later. Right now, I think we gotta get to the orb.
Yes, I think we gotta
Yeah,
focus on
and
this.
to my previous point, part of the reason we came here was to secure an alliance with them so the Kagan would back the rebellion or the resistance. We've done that. Move on.
Is that what happened? Like the Kagan, I feel like, I don't know why,
Yeah, the
but
Kagan said if we can earn the respect of Pilus, he would back.
Pilus is his friend, yeah.
Pilus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, it was Pilus. I wrote it down. One of the
I
few
wrote it
notes
down
that I
too.
can actually read.
Great. That still feels. That makes me even less. I'm not feeling it. I hate that guy. I hate him so much. If he turns out to be just a normal, good, he's fine dude, I hate him. He's not right. Pilus is not right.
Before we go, I'll turn to Longinus and say, you guys seem to know much about lore and the creation stories and those types of things. What do you know about Trilla or her children?
Well, I cannot say to know too much personally, but I do know that we had a friend within the village. This friend was not all that they seemed to be. And they were something of the... At least I was assuming they were something of what had happened there previously. I did not want any of our monks to go there, as I was afraid of the influence their power might have over us. Beyond that, I can say I have heard the name Trilla before. That was a dragon many years past. Beyond that, I do not know for certain the connection between Trilla and this creature. Beyond that, they called her mother.
So, like, the dragon was mother?
Yes. I'm sorry I do not have much in the way of concrete answers here, but similar to the torch, divinations of Trilla and these creatures come up blank.
You.
Yes, thank you.
Unlike yourselves, though. Well, this one will be short and to the point. I cannot say that I know exactly what it means. But I did divine something of your future. A perilous climb. Revelation, deceit. Horses fly from fire. I hate divination sometimes. I know that it will be helpful in some way or another, but how? I haven't the vaguest clue.
We've had experience with similar divination before, so we understand that it can be precarious, fickle.
Oh, horses fly from fire. I thought you said forces. Good thing you wrote it down.
Yeah, horse is like the animal.
I was holding my breath after you said fly. I was just like, please, no. Horses fly.
Well, the only other thing that I can say for you is that talking with my brother about this in the past, when he had this divination, I had two thoughts. The first, if you're going to Castle Corstal, make sure that you bring enough supplies. Once you enter the firestorm, it will not be easy to leave. Make sure you're prepared for that.
What do you suggest we bring to be prepared?
Well, the orb will last for a few days. 3 or 4 at the most. So bringing enough supplies that you will be successful and aggressive within these 3 or 4 days would be requisite.
Do you have any stores that we could access?
Our monks would be willing to sell you anything that we have here. We do need to make a living one way as well, so we will do what we can here.
Would they be willing to buy some things from us?
Possibly. We'll see. The only other thing I can say is towards the deceit part of that divination, I can provide this. And he pulls out from his pocket, sleeve pocket, a little earring. It's like a little stud earring, basically. And he says, I don't know who would like it, but this small earring here, the earring of Whispering Winds, can provide you with some protection against deceit. My personal thought would be the one that speaks the most probably needs the most protection from deceit. But I will leave that choice up to you. One way or the other, you may have it for the defense.
I want to just say, I just want to say for starters, Jack is not gay, but as soon as you said a stud earring, I was like, I feel like that would work for Jack. I feel like Jack could pull it off.
We were all thinking it.
Yeah, I felt it. I could feel it.
So did I catch the orb only lasts for 3 or 4 days? Is that what he was saying?
Once activated, yes. This orb will only last for 3 or 4 days.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be activated on any kind of timeline or deadline.
No, it does not.
Okay.
That was merely for... Sorry, I'm using the wrong voice. That was merely for discussing how long you would have within the firestorm to stay safe.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, great. Let's go orb stopping.
What's the item, Justin?
I don't think I ever added it, but it's called the Earring of Whispering Winds, and I will placed it. I'll place
I
it
don't place it.
in chat for you, actually, and I'll make it here in a little bit too.
Okay.
But it's cooler than you might think it is. So it says it clips onto your ear. I made it a stud because I thought it was cooler. You can choose however the heck you
Do we
want this
have
earring
to pierce
to look
his
like.
ear with a
You
needle?
can make
I'm
the
totally
choice
gonna do it. I'm totally
however
gonna do it.
you want this earring to look. The bigger thing
It's
here
a clip-on.
is while you wear it, you have advantage on insight checks when attempting to discern the truth of things you hear.
Oh.
And as an action, you can squeeze the earring and create a zone of truth centered on your location. It uses
Damn.
charisma as the spellcasting ability for this spell. Once it's been used, it can only be used once per day.
Damn.
That's nice.
So who wants to pierce my ear?
I do.
Ah,
Goodness.
Make sure it's clean.
are you sure you want the cleric? She uses a club usually. I don't know.
Winry, can you
I
freeze
could
this
probably-
area with a ray of frost?
Use
Take
a
the ear
spike.
off.
Use a spike and a club. That's the right move, right?
Yeah, I'll have a little
All right.
ice on your
I'll provide the
before you
spike.
pierce.
Oh
And,
my
And then I'll
God.
have Myetharia use one of her swords to
To cauterize it?
Cauterize
No, to clean it.
heat one of Winry's claws.
Oh, the claw. Okay.
One of Winry's claws so she can poke it through.
Poke.
As we're having this
Sharp
conversation, my
claws.
face
Oh.
starts to go a little white.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding, Jack. I'll just use this pen. It's fine.
I bruise easily.
I have a question for you, Longinus and Kylus. Are the townsfolk heading back home?
They are currently tentatively exploring to make sure that the village is safe. But they
Alright.
are headed in that direction, yes.
Okay.
I should mention to you personally, I am sorry that you did not belong here. I know that this was probably a source of some personal discomfort, but you do not and did not fit here.
Yeah, I think I found that I belong somewhere else. And that's fine.
He says it with like a nod and a look of satisfaction at your response. As you kind of look over his shoulder a little bit, you can see Pilus has a little bit of a sneer on his face, almost a look of a little bit of contempt and kind of dismissal as he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit.
I assume we're all still there, yeah?
This is like just before you guys are leaving.
Okay. I'll say to Pilus, just so you're aware, Winry here beat your ward, the one that was trying to kill us. I wouldn't look down on Winry too much. She's pretty incredible. Really, it's the monastery's loss.
It's okay, Jack.
It's not okay.
My best good friend.
You can't talk about you, or he can't sneer about you like that.
No sneering.
Of course. I apologize for any contempt
Sneering.
I may have.
It's fine. Sometimes we
experienced.
can't control our faces. I understand.
Nice to see him.
Nothing.
A little bit of a nod.
That's why I
shake
don't
of his head
belong
a little
here.
bit.
Now I feel like there's some backstory to that phrase. Like the first time you met Pylos, you're like, "What's wrong with your face?" He's like, "Out, nope."
Sometimes we just can't control our faces.
Next.
Well, with a goodbye, you kind of leave Three Weeping Ravens here to discuss the more intricate details of these communications and begin to head back out of the room.
Technically, have our horses too.
As you guys head out towards the entrance again, you're quick called down. So, wait, guys, hold on. And kind of charging up from behind quickly is Errol, the last member of the Band of the Badger.
Oh shit! Oh fuck, we had them with us.
You should have asked if they could be saved.
For what it's worth,
We'll give them to Arrow.
I would assume that you did at some point, and that's fine. They cannot be saved. I will say that.
Oh.
These are creatures who are no longer what they were before.
At least they're proof that biomancy was going on, unbeknownst to them
It's true.
in Forbidden Valley.
So Errol kind of comes along, kind of hears the news.
I also realized that while we were playing the truth game, 3 Weeping Ravens was sitting like right behind us the whole time. We didn't include him at all.
It's true. I wasn't worried about him. He wasn't part of the party. I'm going to assume that you guys kind of tell Errol what happened at this point.
We're like, hey, it's a good thing you stayed behind, I guess.
Depressed, kind of a little bit sad. He says, I guess that's true. Did save me my life. I know Simeon's going to have you guys keep moving on and do what you need to do. So I was something of the group's quartermaster in a way, or maybe the burden bearer. I don't know how you want to describe it, but I've got some stuff. So I wanted to pass along what we'd gotten since, well, I don't think I'm going to be doing much adventuring anymore. So I'll probably be heading.
I want to give this guy a hug.
Probably be heading back to Sequin after talking with 3 Weeping Ravens a little bit, but I can probably be of some help there, but I think I'll probably just be heading back. In the meantime, he kind of unslings his pack off his back. You can hear like a clinking sound within. Like, we kind of stocked up a little bit. So here, and he kind of hands you this big satchel of potions.
Okay.
And as you open it up, it's like, yeah, we kind of got like 3 or 4 each. So there's like 20 greater healing potions in there.
Oh, wow.
And
You're our hero.
he blushes and looks a little bit ashamed. I'm glad I could use some help. Some good. Rev, I can't help but notice. I think this might be a help for you too. And he unslings off the side of his backpack a crossbow. He says, I'm pretty sure the one you have isn't enchanted, so we should just trade. This one here, it's just a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Can I?
Go ahead.
I'll like kind of take a finger across it and try and like feel the enchantment where it's at.
It's smooth. It feels nice. All this sort of stuff. It's the same size as yours. And a discerning touch that you have with your history with magic, you can tell it's a basic enchantment, but it is enchanted to be more powerful and more accurate than a standard crossbow would be.
Yeah.
+1.
It is a +1 light crossbow.
Yeah, man, this is real nice. Yeah, this is my old trusty crossbow. Even though it's not enchanted or anything, it's still done me a lot of good over the years. So just make sure you. If you don't want to trade,
that's fine. I mean,
I insist. You take it. Just I'm telling you to take care of it, okay?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
When I see you in Sequin, I'm gonna, expect to maybe see my little guy there again, and I hope that he's in the best condition.
Rev, does it have a name?
I was just.
Do you have more of a relationship with this crossbow than you do, Jack?
Right.
Well, I mean, yes, clearly.
Yeah.
But
Who?
Oh.
Ouch.
Of course. I mean, I'll make sure.
Someone
to oil
else
it.
comes along and they're like, "I've got this bard. He's slightly better than yours." And Rev's like, "Yep, get out of here."
He's a plus
Plus
one
one.
bard.
All right, so yeah, we'll do the trade, and he's yeah.
I'll look to Errol and say, don't sell yourself short. When we come back, if you want to come with us, you're a good adventurer. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't cause this to your friends. It's bigger
See
powers than all of us.
a little choking up for a brief moment. Thank you. That means a lot. I'll probably head back to Sequin, but I'll see how helpful I can be at least.
I know
See you
you'll
there.
be helpful. You are going to lead 3 Weeping Ravens back and whatever messengers they send, and you're going to complete the mission because you're good at what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We will. I will. I will.
And for what
Thanks.
it's worth, the Band of the Badger were our friends too, but we're still sorry that you lost your friends.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna go back and talk with him, just, kind of logistics, that sort of thing.
Of course.
And he kind of like gives a pat on the shoulder quick as he kind of turns around awkwardly, kind of looks at, yeah. Bye. He kind of walks down the hall.
As he walks a little bit away, and I go, "Hey, Errol,
What?
you rock."
Oh my gosh.
He blushes.
He looks behind you and does a.
Oh,
Walks away in slow motion.
Right, next one shot we do, somebody has to play Errol.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah.
He jumps through the air at the end, punch in the air.
So yeah. We
Just
gotta
in
get
this version, the entire Breakfast Club died. Or got
Nice,
turned into
yeah.
monsters.
Except for
So
I don't remember their names.
four potions of greater healing
each,
each.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, I know where I'm putting those.
right?
What?
In your inventory?
Slotting them into her potion bracer.
Oh, okay. Into my bag.
That's a pretty cool potion bracer. I gotta laugh because I put mine in my poison satchel. So let's just hope that I don't
Oh my gosh.
just pick up the wrong one.
That would be so funny. Casually dipping crossbow bolts into potions of healing and shooting them at people.
you start to wonder what side you're on.
And then in combat sometime he's like, "I'm about to go down," and I would make him roll like a d20. Well, that was a poison, buddy. Sorry.
I feel like they all have to look different enough though, right? Like it's just that makes sense that they all go in my little satchel for
Yep,
for
you're fine.
vials.
Fine, don't worry.
At the moment.
Ooh.
That is absolutely hilarious.
All right, so crossbow. It's crossbow +1.
+1.
Yep.
Lose one.
Yeah, and just replace your light crossbow, with
I was
light
trying
crossbow
to
plus
remember
one.
I was trying to remember which one I had.
+1.
And I'm gonna get rid of my trusty.
We are stalked.
Yeah, that rocks.
Well, if you would like to, if anyone has money, you can
Not very much.
purchase any additional items or potions or whatever you would like before heading out from the monastery area. You kind of purchase from monk supplies as much as you'd like to.
I would suggest that we do that
In chat.
Post session. Yeah, do that in chat so we can
That's
move
fine.
forward.
I just wanted to mention it now in case anyone wants to later.
If there's anything specific I need, I mean, just,
Well, you
the
have
thing we really need to worry about is like food
from
and
now
stuff.
until the start of our next session to do any of this purchasing that you would like to.
Plus, we gotta level up.
Not quite. You have one loose end to tie up first.
Fine.
You're close, though. At this point, though, you have the freedom of Erish and the monastery region and anything else that you'd like to do before or whatever for tracking down this group.
Winry, I think we're pretty much ready to go, but do you want to see your family?
I feel like we're in too big of a rush right now.
Yeah,
Rev mentioned coming back later. I think that would be a good idea.
I think we're going to be back here. This is going to be a quick in and out job. Luckily, hopefully, we don't kill them all. Hopefully, we can just get in and out without them even knowing. So, no ape unless we tell you to, okay?
Rev sure thinks he runs this shit, doesn't he?
Well, considering the last executive decision that you made caused us all to be half dead.
That wasn't an executive decision. That was
I think
very
Rev
much
and
an
Winry
executive
have demonstrated their skills in stealth sufficiently to attempt this route, this plan first before we go on the attack.
Listen, I'm not gonna just start. Okay.
Is.
Heard.
Have you been listening to your sword a little bit too much there?
No.
All right, good.
Can we pierce my ear real quick? I don't want it, but I feel like we've been talking about it. I feel like
Done.
Well, notice that you wouldn't be able to use it or gain the benefits from it until you attune to it, which would take a rest. So I just want to make mention of that.
still hurts.
Yep. It hurts. It bleeds a little. But Bryn can, bandage you up, tape you up, make sure that it doesn't get infected.
Well,
all right. Well, I say we stable our horses here, and then take off on to Cassie on the Eagle.
We might need to we might actually need to be on the ground because we're gonna want to track them. And there's snow on the ground, right?
In the mountain passes, yes, there would be some. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna want to keep track on their footprints, know how close they are,
I
etc.
would also say the Valley of Erish itself is protected, but the mountain peaks and passes themselves are like mountain peaks and passes in cold weather. They are very blustery, very windy, low visibility. There's snow flying everywhere, this sort of thing.
So we might not even be able to take the horses then.
The
We might not be able
horses
to
you
take
could
horses.
probably work through. Flying might be difficult to pick up any trails and tracks, anything like this. It'd be very, very hard. And flying itself might be hard to begin with.
I think we should either head out on foot or with horses. I would actually even recommend
horses.
Yeah. Okay, let's do horses.
Makes the most sense if we want to catch up with them.
Time, though?
They're walking, and we're on horses.
They're walking?
Yeah, it's 20 guys.
I'm pretty sure they were walking, but we don't know that for sure. Did we ask?
Did we hear?
Can we ask somebody quick if they were on horses when they left?
There might have been somebody who was keeping watch, something like this. That's fine. They did leave on horses, I'll say that. Or at least on mounts.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like how you made that clarification.
Have some wyverns.
There are some
None of them
I guess we
none
did
of them
fight wyverns.
flew. I'll say that. None of them flew.
The non-flying, the chicken wyverns.
Velociraptor.
Cockatrices.
All right. Well, I still think we should. Yeah. So let's get on the horses and take off sooner rather than later. We don't want to waste any time.
Well, with Winry's familiarity with the area, she can lead you towards kind of the paths that lead. It's the same main path out of Arish initially, but then you kind of veer off from the path that you took to get here, rounding around kind of one of the peaks and making your way back north instead. As you do know that the Regessians' army had been camped on the Sindare side of the mountain pass to begin with. You also, if you remember from when you first arrived in this area, you knew that this force that came up to the monastery was only a small detachment out from the main group, the main army that was encamped on the north side here.
So we gotta get to them before they get to that.
They join up
Yeah,
with
so
the
we
others.
gotta ride hard and fast. Before we get too far, I'm gonna use telepathic bond to tell 3 weeping ravens, hey, make sure that Pylus tells the Coggin that we're good. Because that was kind of the linchpin of the whole thing.
Understood. I will attempt to include any negotiations with the Coggin as well. Thank you for the reminder.
Bye. You're welcome.
Well, in these treacherous mountain passes, how hard would you like to push?
Hard.
Yeah, I think let's push hard. Let's risk it and see.
And who is going to lead?
I assume
Winry?
Winry.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
help
but is
her.
Winry good for this? No, Bryn and Winry should
I was gonna
lead, but
say,
maybe Bryn
oh,
takes the lead.
I think Winry. Yeah. I don't know. Bryn is another good leader on this one, or good, leader.
Well, we can get...
I say,
Who wants to take the lead? One person.
I will.
One of you
Okay.
can. Okay.
Winry's
There we
going to do it. Bryn, you can guide her if you would like to.
Guide
Winry.
and assist.
I would not in this case. I would normally be giving this a disadvantage for going fast, but with your familiarity with the terrain and the surroundings, I will let you roll a survival check at straight roll.
At straight.
With
With a D4.
guidance.
Oh no. 6.
Oh,
My survival is a 1.
okay.
I rolled a 2.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll
It's
be
okay.
If I rolled a 2, I would have gotten a 6 too. But I didn't.
Heading out initially, you kind of lead them along with the main path, so to speak, that you know of through this area. As you start to look around, kind of looking for tracks, things like this, you realize after a little while that you've lost the tracks. You don't know where they are anymore. And so it takes a little bit of backtracking from there, getting back towards an area, and they took a different split than you would have expected, one that you wouldn't have taken if you were going through here yourself, but they're not familiar with the area, so I guess that makes sense. But you are able to find their tracks once more. You just have kind of lost a little bit of ground, a little bit of time as you keep going.
Okay. I think let's continue to push.
Still Winry in the lead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Try number 2, Winry. Same roll.
No way.
Guidance.
Nobody else has better survival.
I do, but you're getting
probably
it
do
at
not.
regular roll because you know the area. I would
Yeah,
probably have a
we have it
disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
8.
Oh, my
Did you add a D4?
I rolled a 6, and then I rolled a 1 with the 4, and then I have +1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I feel like this happened last time. Didn't this happen last time we were doing a survival thing where we were like, Winry, you take the lead, and then eventually Bryn was like, it's okay. It's okay. I was
No,
going.
Bryn was
Okay.
taking the lead,
No.
and then Astley, what's her name?
Oh, you're right.
Cassie's other character.
Oh.
was like, I got
mhm.
this.
It was in the elite
Bryn
gap.
was trying to lead.
Yep. You're right.
Well, you struggle once more to make up any ground. Despite all the hurrying, the difficulty keeping track and following is causing you guys to not really be able to gain much ground, if anything. You continue to press along for the remainder of the time that you guys press through here. And it's getting towards afternoon at this point, evening point, as you try to do your best to follow along their path. You'd think they probably would have stopped for camp here in the not too distant future, so you probably have one more section to push before it gets too dark to make your way through.
Winry, you want to do it one more time, or should we switch to Bryn?
Or do we want to slow it down just to get us back on track? And then we could pick up the pace tomorrow.
I think if they're making camp, we should do everything we can to get there. Be a lot easier to sneak up on them when they're camped.
At night, for sure.
Oh, they have a half day on us.
Maybe Winry could guide Bryn, and Bryn does the work of finding the path and searching for the tracks and such.
Okay. Following the tracks, and she's telling me environmental things to be aware of.
Right.
That's fine. If
So
you want to take the lead instead, Bryn?
Okay.
I will cast Enhance Ability, Owl's Wisdom. Give you advantage on wisdom checks.
Well, that'll negate out the disadvantage that you would have gotten trying to track in a hurry. So go ahead and roll a straight survival check.
Can I also give her Bardic Inspiration?
If you'd like to, that's fine.
Okay, I'll give you Bardic Inspiration.
What are you saying?
You're doing great, Bryn. You can do this.
How much?
D8.
Is this still an 8? I thought it was a 10.
At next level. At level 9, it goes
okay.
up to a 10.
What? Okay. And you get, it's an 8. 27.
10th level. Damn.
Oh,
Rolled a
I
17.
have to go take care of Lily 1 second.
Yep, you're fine.
Okay.
Still pressing, still hurrying. Bryn is not only able to keep track of the forest that's in front of you guys through the tracks and things like this, but is even able to find some shortcuts and easier passages that you can use to gain some ground. Not just by being able to rush the whole time, but also by taking just better paths as well. So you do think, as you're kind of surveying the tracks, you've gone from being 4 or 5 hours behind to being like 3 hours, 2 hours behind, somewhere in that neck of the woods. It is now gotten to be dark, and the mountain passes are treacherous in the dark. You could continue to press if you wanted to, but failure would be more catastrophic in the dark than it would be during the day.
I want to. Everybody but Rev has dark vision, right?
Yeah.
So then I'll give Rev.
I'm going to say the dark vision itself, while helpful a little bit, is not going to make it less punishing if you failed.
Yeah. I'm just leveling everybody out.
Sure.
And I'll give because why make it easy? I'll give him Vigilant Blessing too.
Vigilant.
Gross.
That's what you
I say that we should go. I think that we should go and try and catch up.
Yeah, I
Really?
I think we're gonna keep going too.
I don't want to know.
I'm going to give him Vaginal Blessing.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's like permission to fuck, right? That's what that means?
it's a blessing.
I would say that, yeah.
I think we can talk about it, but let's wait to hear Rev's opinion, because this is a we might die situation. I think we should go.
we wouldn't die. We just
Be going into a fight,
make it there. Yeah.
not fully strong.
I like the idea of a fight, but I mean it's also 20 guys, so I mean I'll hear other opinions.
Well, I'm just saying right now, if we push right now so that
Yeah.
Rev and Winry can steal the orb.
Yeah, push through the evening.
Should we push one more, Rev?
Oh, yeah.
About
It's gotten to
2 to
be
3 hours
dark
behind.
and it's gotten to be dark and night, and I did warn them that any failures at this point would be much more catastrophic at night than just having lost time.
Yeah, I think we gotta push. I think we gotta do it. To me, it makes much more sense to catch them at night. Do we think we can catch them at night? Like, how fresh are the prints? On the
So
ground.
I'd said that the prince, you went from being like 4 to 5 hours behind to being like 2 to 3 hours behind.
I mean, they've also stopped moving, so that
They
should-
might have
Likely-
stopped moving. You don't know that, but likely they would have stopped at night.
All right. I have my moon tattoo, and I'm gonna like dial
Slide it up.
slide it up to 100 so that I can see.
I can technically also light my swords, and they will provide light for the surrounding
But
area.
we don't want them to know we're coming.
Oh, that's right. Your thing helps you see. That's right. It wasn't just
Yeah,
like
no, it's not like I'm doing this. It's more like it's more like, and then
Right.
my eye. Maybe as I'm doing it, you see my eyes do like a little.
There's just like a ring in his eyes now that's like not like protruding light, but there's just like
That's
the
kind of cool.
outline of a
Actually,
moon, like an eclipse almost in your eyes.
I like that.
Maybe I don't remember what your tattoo does. What does your tattoo do?
Essentially, it's night vision.
Can't it also
Okay.
like affect your swords, or was that something else?
That was something
his-
else.
That
That was his
something
gloves.
Yeah, the gloves, the moon touch gloves. Oh, yeah, the moon touch tattoo. Like, there's a spell called moon something. I don't remember. Let me take a look.
Well, I will. How long?
Oh, Bryn gave you dark vision, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot he had that, so it doesn't matter.
I don't.
I also gave you
I'm trying to
Vigilant Blessing.
I feel
I
like
thought-
what it
that
caused
the
you
thing
to
did
emit
was
light.
I thought it was to turn a weapon into essentially a moon touched weapon. I thought that's what the gloves did.
That's what I
So-
thought too, but I might be wrong.
That's what the tattoo does, I think. The gloves allow any weapon that he's holding to be considered magical for the purposes of overcoming resistances.
Oh damn, these are good gloves.
Well, very good gloves.
Regardless, I will. I mean, we got to make this happen. So I'll cast Enhance Ability again on Bryn and also give her another Bardic Inspiration. I'll be like,
Okay.
Bryn, we're doing great. Let's keep going. You can do it. Because I'm cold.
I would actually like, while you guys continue on. Oh, wait. You do it first, Fred. Make your survival roll first.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
11.
With the D8?
Yep. Because that's a 5. Plus 2 is 7. Plus 4 is 11.
She rolled a 2, guys.
Oh boy.
Well, this is a
Better
fun
than
game,
I got.
guys. I'm curious what our next characters will be like.
Well, like I said, I would have
No,
gotten a 6
die.
out of the Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, I forgot something before we left, too, for you, Steph. I'm sorry. I let it pass by.
So it's okay. I'll just have to roll again.
Yeah, right. We'll deal with that in the future, I guess. As you're trying to lead everybody, it's hard to tell in the gray vision just what is sturdy and what's not always. And just getting just minutely off the path that you thought you were following, all of a sudden the floor just gives out below you, the ground, and so you're just sliding down the hill like in an avalanche, effectively. Rolling down the hill for the next couple 100 feet, give or take, bouncing down the cliff sides.
Just Bryn?
A whole lot of you, in fact.
Oh, okay.
The avalanche kind of sweeps everybody together and throws you all down the hill. it takes a little while for you to come to a rest in a reasonable position. Not only are you now far off the track, but everybody has taken 52 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm sorry, could you say that number again? Could you say that
This-
number again?
I'll let you have it, Winry.
I have a slow fall.
Yeah, I'll let you have it for
Okay.
slow fall. I think that's fine. Because it's partly falling and it's partly getting attacked by the snow and like getting carried with it, this sort of thing.
you say
But yeah,
52?
it was 52 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
Who's alive?
I think everybody should be
Yeah,
alive.
we all should be. We're all alive.
Just everyone is quite hurt, and
Did
Yeah.
our horses live?
unfortunately for the horses, the horses do not have 52 hit points, and those horses would be killed instantly in such an event.
Guess we're flying. Well, that was a pretty big consequence, huh, there, guys?
Right? 52.
At this point, if we caught up to them, we'd be disadvantaged severely. I think we gotta call it a night.
If we flew, we probably would be able to see them easier because they probably have a fire.
That's probably true. I would say you are also about halfway down the mountain at this point in time, so the winds are less severe. It's getting better each day, or each hour that you pass. It might be reasonable in the morning to be able to fly without any real consequences.
But then we can't take them at.
Can Tabaxi fly at night?
No, I could probably give him dark vision.
It would be reasonable. Like I should say, it would be possible for a bird to fly at night. Yes.
Yeah, I would have to
Say-
give him dark
Give it a
vision.
day just
but-
because. I would say let's give it a day just because they did say it takes like a week or so to get there, right? So it's not
you-
like we're.
That
But
would be
there-
to getting to Castle Corstal,
castle, there's
not
the
to
army.
be getting
Oh.
out of the mountain range.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's why
yeah.
I said you're about halfway out of the mountain range, give or take.
Right. I'm just saying we have the time to catch up to them.
I don't think so. I think
But
that
not if we want to sneak up on them at night.
we will probably not have another night. I think this is our
Yeah.
only night opportunity. Otherwise, they're going to get probably to the camp tomorrow at night, right? Or around evening, right, Justin?
That seems about reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that'd be an estimate from Winry for you.
this is our last ditch chance to do it with like getting in and out without having to using all of our advantages, which is like flying, night
So I think-
vision, sneaky people.
Yeah, I do think it's fair to say that you probably have two options at this point in time. You have the press tonight despite injuries and try to stealthily get the job done, where knowing that the risks would be, if discovered, you are in a very bad spot to start a combat.
Alone.
So
Or you wait until the morning, knowing that you can probably catch up with flying, but also knowing that there really isn't an opportunity for stealth and subterfuge, and it would really just be a straight fight.
It'd be an
Yeah.
assault, yeah.
I think I can.
But you would have rested.
I can give us all some healing before we go. Oh, that's so much healing. I could give us all some healing, and then give Tabaxi night vision, and we can try one more go.
Why don't you just heal Jack and then we all take a short rest while we're flying?
I would not allow a short rest while flying.
It is still a mountain.
Then I would just say let's take a short rest and then fly on. That
Yeah.
way all pressure
Yeah.
of healing is not on you, because I
Yeah,
think that we
let's-
can get
let's
most
do
of our
that.
healing back if we... Granted, we don't have all of our spell slots back yet. Not spell slots.
It dice.
Good
healing
die.
slots.
But yeah.
Nice. They
Mhm.
don't have them all
Ooh, I
back
forgot
yet.
about that.
And I get
Ooh,
to
that
then I
sucks.
get to attune to my earring.
Also true.
So let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can you sing your songy?
Yep, I'll sing Song of Healing.
What does that do?
It's how's the immigrant song start? Into the ice and snow. I sing immigrant song. I can't remember the words to immigrant song, but something to do with license.
Something blow for the cold winds blow. Thunder of the gods. So
It is a
what does it do?
D6.
So I add a d6 when I.
No, he'll tell you how much extra healing you get in a second.
Oh, I don't have to roll.
4.
Hit dice. I forgot this.
So 4 extra hit points if you spend a hit die.
Okay,
We come from the
great.
land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about the cold part first. That's the reason I'm singing.
You said it was four extra.
4 extra
Extra.
hit points if you spend a hit die. Yes.
All right,
In
well,
total, not
Oh,
each hit
great.
die, right?
I have rolled 3 1s and a 2 so far.
Each hit die is one.
Let's find out what my third one is. My fifth one is 3.
Rob, is it?
No, it's 4.
But I get to double it
Overall.
because of my.
Do whatever
ring.
healing you're gonna get plus 4.
Okay.
5.
I used all of my
Should I?
dice.
I rolled
Yeah, me
5
too.
hit dice, and I technically get 8 healing from that. Wait, 8, but I double it because of my ring. I rolled like crap.
Do you not have a
I
said
have my
8?
bonus as well. My bonus as well, but I rolled 8
okay,
on my
okay.
hit dice in
Woof.
total for 5 hit dice. 3 1s, a 2, and a 3.
Plus 10, but that still stinks.
Yeah, plus another.
For what it's worth, by the
Double.
way, the immigrant song is very much about of fighting, not about subterfuge.
I was just doing the land of the ice and snow. That's it.
To
My
fight the
only
horde,
part.
sing and cry, Valhalla, I am coming.
Well, I mean,
16 plus 5 is 21.
How soft your fields so green can whisper tales of gore, of how we calmed the tides of war. We are your overlords.
damn.
It's
I've
us.
maybe never listened to
Totally.
the immigrant song all the way through.
All right. So who needs
not bad.
healing still?
Sorry.
I'm at 55 of 73. I'm pretty good.
I'm good.
Okay, I'm seriously thinking of taking a healing potion. I'm at 47 of 74.
Don't do that.
I-
What can you do in a short rest?
Oh, I could do a.
You can do a
here.
song of, or prayer of healing, can't you? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I mean, I could use it. I'm not gonna say no to it. Just, I'm not gonna die.
Hold up a minute.
Let's
Those
say
sound
if
like
we get into a
famous last
situation,
words
I
if
can
I've
always
ever heard them.
just chug a healing potion as a free action
You
if we get
take
into a fight.
56
So.
points of damage. No.
Gotta throw that in there as a free action now.
Prayer healing?
No, for her. She was saying because she's got her little wrist.
I was
thing.
just saying
Oh,
if we do get
yeah,
into a
yeah,
scuffle, I could just technically take another. I could just take a healing
Um.
potion as a free action before we dive into fighting. But
I could do a prayer healing.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna do anyway. All right, let me do this, guys.
alright. Yeah, don't go too
I'm
crazy
just
because I mean, like I was joking, but that's also a really fair point. If we do get into a scuffle, I can't just chug a healing potion.
All right. Well, everybody
Aren't
can
you
do a
guys
little bit
wasting
more.
your spell slots?
So how did I do this last time? How much? How many hit points do you still need to get up to full? Everybody, do your math.
23.
27.
18.
What, Becca?
27.
23.
Okay, 18.
Mhm.
Winry.
I'm only 1 from full, but I could take another hit dice to get up to full, so I was just gonna stay here.
Oh, so you're fine. Yeah.
I have like 5 hit dice left.
She didn't actually spend all of her hit dice
Yeah.
because she didn't really take much damage.
Oh yeah,
until
you
the
didn't
last
take that
fight.
much.
Yeah, I was gonna say she was fine
Yeah.
yesterday. She was fine yesterday.
Oh, I was thinking. Okay.
Trying to think of a better classic rock song to do with.
Oh, I was thinking not of Prayer of Healing. I was thinking of. What's the other one that I do?
The other one
Thought
that
it was
you
Prayer of
heal
Healing.
every round.
Yeah.
Aura Vitality?
Yeah.
Alright, that's right.
Oh, that's at 3rd level.
Didn't you sing Asia earlier? Maybe you do a flip and it's cold out, so I would sing warm stuff. It was the heat of the moment. Tell you what happened.
So yeah, it's either gonna. I'm gonna switch it. I'll do. Or
You can do the aura. That's fine. So it would be
2d6.
10 sets of 2d6
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
that you can allocate.
You want me to write anything down?
Nope, I got it. I rolled a halfling's
Well-
1 for my healing.
While she's doing that, we can
Yeah.
probably get Cassie out and I can polymorph.
So as a giant eagle loading up with Tabaxi on the other side, who rides where? Is it Bryn and Rev on Tabaxi and then Myetharia, Winry on Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
I just wanted to have an idea of where you guys were riding. Going
Yeah, I was
for
trying to
this.
think about what we had done in the past. I think that sounds right.
Yeah. And as we fly, we got to keep an eye out for some kind of.
You're kind of
fire.
weaving along, trying to find where you had gone off the track initially to be able to have something to follow. Jack, I'm going to let you take the lead here with your eagle eyes,
Okay.
because it's going to be hard for anybody else really to see too much without your assistance. So I'll let you get the
I'm
go-ahead.
going to give them each, Tabaxi and Jack, the night vision.
Okay.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you get a benefit as a giant eagle making perception checks.
I do, but I don't have night vision. I don't have dark vision, so
She gave you dark vision. That's what Bryn
that's
was
what I
just saying.
Kind of saying. Yeah.
Yep. So I think
Okay.
you
Yeah,
get a
I
benefit
get
for
it.
that.
I get advantage on perception checks that rely on sight.
I'm going to give it to you for this as well, because it's effectively about how well you can see the path and this sort of thing. So go ahead, you can make a perception check as the bird.
I will tell Jack
with
before.
advantage or no?
With advantage.
I will tell Jack before he turns into the eagle. Before we, start flying. You let me know as the eagle in some way. If you see something, and then I'll message Bryn. Let her know. Wait.
I don't know. We could probably take 10 more minutes and I could cast or do the ritual again so we can all telepathically. No, that only lasts for an hour.
Last
All
one.
right,
No,
yeah.
just land.
I'll do 2 quick.
No,
Just not
don't
too
make a
loud. Just not
noise.
too
Don't
loud.
make a noise. Just
Nothing
land.
loud.
Just
Just
trust Jack.
yeah.
Yes,
just
that's fine.
land a little
Okay.
bit away from where they're at, quietly.
Myetharia, Rev, and Jack are all healed to full.
Oh, dope.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you, Bryn.
Feels much better.
5 more. I'm almost done.
Harsh consequences, my ass. We got it covered.
Cause that 3rd level spell splat.
Well, hey, I've ripped through 2 seconds and 1/4.
Hey.
So
A good cell splot. All right, Jack, go
All right.
ahead and roll with advantage to pick up the trail.
Oh, I gotta get the.
Nice. 22.
Nice. You're able to find your way back to the path, start to follow it, and at cruising speed with Tabaxi and Jack making up good ground. Now that the weather has become a little bit calmer and you're able to catch up a little bit more, it only takes about another hour and a half, maybe, before you start to see what looks like the low lights of a fire. A couple of fires, 2 of them technically. They're in close proximity to each other, but you can start to pick out what looks like a group camping.
Okay, I'll take us down.
Trying to be quiet and staying at a reasonable distance. You kind of take everybody down, landing maybe a good 5-10 minute hike kind of thing from the camp, just to try to maintain a little bit of distance and noise dampening. And land there, bringing Tabaxi with you.
What's the plan? Are we sending Rev and Winry in?
Try and steal it.
I think we all
should we
need
all
to
get
get close-ish, and then let the 2 of them take lead. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we should be nearby in case things go awry.
If you don't mind, can you give me a little touch of that spell that you got there?
You still need it?
Are you
Well,
fixed?
Yeah, sure I am, but it never hurts in this kind of situation.
Absolutely. Because Winry already gets advantage if the 2 of you go together, right?
Yeah.
Mechanically,
Stealth?
yes.
Then yes, I will use my last 2nd level spell slot and do another Cat's Grace for old time's sake. What? Okay. I'll also well, hang on.
What spells?
Yeah,
did
it
I
lasts
take?
for 10 minutes. I'll put a hand on both Rev and Winry's shoulder and say, no pressure, but this is a pretty big make or break moment. But you guys were able to give us the edge in the battle of... What do I call it? Hang on.
Elsear Vale.
Nope. That was
That's
previous
incorrect.
campaign.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's throwing back
Guess we're
a
close,
couple
but-
of years.
Oh, yeah.
What
It's
great-
further back in these recaps.
Elsear Vale was a great
Anyway.
game.
What was the town? The keep, fuck.
Oh, it's Gallus Fend.
Gallows Fend, that's it. You guys gave us the edge in the Battle of Gallows Fend, and you can do it again. I believe in both of you, and I'll give them both Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
So it's a
Well-
D8 plus your advantage.
If the lot of you are getting reasonably close, I would actually like all of you to first roll a stealth check as a group.
Group.
Mm-hmm. They do have
Sure.
sentries out and this sort of thing, so
Wait.
Wait.
What if we take 10 minutes, I telepathically connect us, and then the 3 of us hang back while the 2 of them go up, and if they pull the alarm, then
fly.
I can polymorph again and fly us in.
I would rather do that.
Yeah.
Because
it would
we
not
can't
be
risk
instantaneous, keep in mind. If you were going to polymorph and fly in, it would probably be a handful of rounds before you got there.
Or if we just went on to Cassie, he would move slower. If
It
was-
doesn't really change the amount of time because polymorph's just an action.
Yeah.
I'm just being like, I had mentioned that you guys had landed a little ways back. You can try to get a little closer first if you wanted, but I mean, even so, you'd be at the kind of distance where even at a telepathic bond, immediate knowing and jumping on and going right away, it'd probably be 3 or 4 rounds before you got there.
Yeah,
Which that might be fine, but I just want to make mention that it's not going to be like first thing you're
Right.
there.
I feel like we gotta risk getting a little closer. It's just a little too uncomfortable for us to be that exposed. Not to say that we wouldn't be able to do it. We probably will, but slightly too uncomfortable.
It's a group check, anyways. We'll be fine, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead and give it a try.
Let's say that both of you have advantage. So,
but I want to get that cat's grace as soon as we land, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Like as soon as I because then I pop up on the snow and I'm like walking kind of on top of the snow. It's a nice little.
So this is what we're gonna do. I'll then look at Bryn and go, okay, this is a big deal. We've done it well before. We can do it well again.
We've also done it bad before.
Put that out. Manifest positivity. We can do this.
Yeah.
I'll give you a bardic inspiration. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll give Myetharia one too.
Don't
Myetharia?
you dare give me a pep talk.
Does that mean
I've got enough out of you.
Does that mean we don't get it though?
No, I have 4 per short rest. I'm just using them all
for each of
on
us.
everybody except me.
Perfect. Okay.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do enhance ability at 3rd level, and I'm gonna give myself advantage on stealth checks as well.
Okay. For that one
I'll give it
cast
to Travis
for
for
both
now.
of you. Okay.
Yes.
All right, here we go. So do I have to use the bardic inspiration right now, or can I do it later?
Nope.
No, you guys can choose if you want. So everyone except me has bardic inspiration.
It's within a minute, though?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
Yep, I looked it up. Fucking hell,
1,
ready?
2, 3.
Ah! We both
Wow.
18!
18.
Woo! Throw it through. You do the bardic inspiration.
No.
It's not gonna last for combat.
I don't know.
Actually, everyone just use it. There's no reason not to.
The other two could use it inside the camp.
The other 2 could. You're
Yeah,
right. So the
Revan-
3 of us just use it.
Fine.
Hey,
26. You don't have one.
you're right. I shouldn't be rolling it.
So 26.
Was it a D10?
It's a
or a
D8.
21.
10 on an 8. 10 on
I think
a
that's the best stealth check I've ever rolled
I know, me too.
in this game.
Alright.
Myetharia?
20. Doing math, this is hard. I have 21 and then a 6 on the bardic, which makes it a 27.
27.
Damn it,
Very
she
nice.
still beat us.
Rev?
You asked me?
Yep.
31.
Very nice.
Nice. Very
And
nice.
Winry?
33.
Yeah.
17.
I'm also rolling that for 20, and that makes me so upset that you have that extra stealth on me. I'm just.
Right?
Well, the lot
it's
of
so
you
beautiful.
very silently sneak up
Right? Good
quite
job,
close
guys.
to the camp, and actually, and you're able to find a nice little grouping, an outcropping, this sort of thing, for the 3 of you guys to camp out behind, to get to the point where you'd be like around to get into combat if you needed to be able to dash in at a moment's notice.
Can we still say before we did that I did telepathic bond?
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask for that. Good.
Rev and Winry, continuing onwards. I think this is a great time.
Yeah.
Oh, is it though?
We can see how it goes. I guess we can.
Let's see
keep
how
the
it
dice
goes.
on.
If it
We'll
if it
see
blows
what
It's
up
a
in
happens.
our
real
faces, then
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Starting to
yeah.
head in towards camp and towards the light, I would like each of you to make an additional stealth check.
Okay.
Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. I feel like an
and you
idiot
do. You both have bardic inspiration, and Rev has advantage from me.
They both have advantage, actually.
Yeah.
both have advantage. Yeah.
28.
Nice.
29.
Very nice.
You ass.
You guys start to make it up to the perimeter, and you can see that there are some guards a couple of them that are kind of keeping a watchful eye out. You're also able to kind of get a rough head count. You think that there's about 10 to 12 people here, depending on sleeping, this sort of thing. But the other thing that you notice is that there's a dog. A weird looking dog a little bit. It is black fur, but as it's breathing out, you can see just this little bit of flamey fire kind of sparking amongst its jaws as it kind of is breathing in and out.
Oh, dope.
I'll
It
tell
looks
this
to be on alert as well.
telepathically to everyone else. How many people and about the flame dog? It looks like it's like
Flame.
sniffing.
The
For
growly.
Not like aggressively sniffing, but it does look like it's at attention. The other weird thing that I should mention, while everyone else has horses, there is one strange creature that does not look like a horse. I think that I shared this with you before, but just to make sure, one of the leaders here was riding on a creature that is not technically a horse. It's hard to make out the difference from here, but it looks more lithe than a horse.
Wasn't it a lizard or something?
Sort of, yeah, kind of lizardy.
A lizard boy.
So
Because we saw it before.
I thought you did, but I was trying to see if I'd shared a picture of it, and I'm kind of scrolling around to see if I can find it.
This kind of sticks in my mind, but I have no idea when it was.
So, just wanted to make mention of that. Most of them are horses, not quite all of them.
Yeah.
Do we
Not in full group chat.
do we see who has the orb?
No.
And they're not all awake though. There's like the dog.
Only a
which
couple of them are awake, and then, yeah, the dog as well.
and there are tents.
No real tents. They just kind of have sleeping bags, this sort of thing.
Yes.
And there are 10 of them.
They had left kind of the rest of their stuff behind to travel faster and more immediately.
It's safe to assume that whoever has it is going to be in the middle.
We're the biggest.
You
Probably
can kind
the
of
biggest
guess
middle.
that there's two possible, like, reasonable guesses, though, in terms of people who look more official. They're both have the bearing of officers in a way. Yeah, you don't know which of the two necessarily, but the rest of them kind of have the look of common soldiers, whereas these two have the look of officer.
Don't they have to go to sleep at some point?
Not all of them at the same time. That would be
not
very
all.
foolish.
They will be keeping watch.
How long you think? The sooner one of those dogs or one of those creatures is going to smell you. You could split up. One of you could, one to each officer, and try it out.
Yeah, how close are the officers from us?
I would say you guys are probably like 100 feet out at this point in time. Maybe less.
100 feet out, huh?
You're within the range of like being the fire's clearly visible and the people around it, this sort of thing. Not close enough quite where everyone would see you immediately if you were called out, but close enough that some might.
Oh, I thought we might be closer.
I'll say in my head,
Yeah.
should we make a noise somewhere and try to draw some of them somewhere else?
Or we could have
Try to split them up?
the other party members do that, but I think we're probably looking at a confrontation right now. Maybe the best that we could do is get close enough to take out maybe one or two of them before the before calling in the others.
Oh, Bryn's got something?
As she runs back to the computer.
I thought you guys were gonna just do your thing, but geez, you're bailing out.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't like a tent or anything. There isn't. It's everybody's kind of sleeping out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like any
Yeah, but
possible
we
way.
can try to split them up.
That's actually not a bad idea at all. Is trying to split them up. So maybe that's what we do.
Or I can telepathically, I can make one of you invisible. You sneak back. Make someone invisible.
I didn't know you could do that. That's cool.
No, if they sneak back.
Oh.
Their stealth is like 1,000,000. I can make someone invisible. Greater invisibility. Shut up, you hoe. Every single time. Why is that a spell? How is that helpful? I just exerted a lot of energy to.
Why are
Oh.
you guys have advantage, and never seen that before.
Don't
Ignore
like it.
the thing behind it. It's the cape of the person who is riding it, the red thing.
Sure.
But it's kind of a derpy looking face. Reminds me of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, kill it with fire. You guys, I mean, why don't you guys just do what I suggested? Just split up, go for each of them. You're very, very stealthy.
Yeah.
And even if you have Rev, you have advantage on sleight of hand checks to pickpocket somebody, and Winry, you have a bardic inspiration. So I mean, you might as well go for it, and then
we'll deal with the consequences afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I might want to trade out a pickpocket for just a straight up sneak attack, like a surprise round. Like I know I shouldn't gamify it like that, but if I just want to go for like an assassination on one of the officers right off the bat.
You don't have assassinate, do you?
No, I don't have that, but like
No.
Effectively I can get a real nice, if I could get in close enough, I can probably get an officer down to half or better. Winry probably too, honestly. If she gets in close enough and quick enough.
But even so, you'd be dropping those guys, and then it'd be a fight.
Yeah, it would be.
You guys are the ones that are there, but I would vote for give it a shot. You've got every advantage to pull this off.
Okay. All right. Then let's split up, or not split up. They're probably close enough that we can stick together for a little bit.
They're kind of around the same fire, so
yeah,
they're not far apart.
All right, so let's get closer.
We shouldn't do it at the same time, though, right?
I think you should.
No, we should do it at the same time. We should get in there at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. One more stealth check to try to infiltrate the actual ring and make it to the people.
Yeah. There aren't any traps or anything, right? Like no sigils drip like. No, like stuff in the snow, like wires.
Nothing that's immediately obvious, I'll say. If you wanted to spend some time to search, you could.
Yeah, I'll just do a quick check of the perimeter.
Sure. Make an investigation check second first.
16?
Nothing that becomes obvious to you, at least, no. Do you think it'd also be very difficult for them to set up too much, considering that they've been on the move until nighttime?
Yeah,
they probably dropped.
I figured. All right, so let's get in a little closer.
Go for it. You're making your way all the way in as far as you can here.
28.
24.
Very nice. Very quietly, very silently, you guys start to creep your way in. As you start to get very close, that weird-looking mount turns its face towards you. And as in the picture you can see, it has no eyes. But it looks like it's staring straight at you.
That's creepy.
You guys freeze for a brief moment, contemplating what this means and what your next action is going to be as it stares at you.
How close are we to the officers now?
Probably about halfway there, so maybe 30 feet, 50
30
feet, somewhere in that range. You can see those little like ear things on the side of its head, and it's kind of twisting its head like a dog a little bit, and you can see its ears like fluttering a little bit as though it's trying to pick something up.
Do we see the mount?
No.
No.
Not in detail.
Do they describe it to us?
I'm gonna say one of the mounts can see us. We need to move fast. Come in for a fight. And with that, however close I am to the officer, I'm going to get there as quickly, quickly as possible, and try to just stab that officer.
Darting towards the officers.
I'm gonna say go.
Diving towards them, calling for backup. The mount kind of trills this inhuman, subharmonic noise as you do so. People start to wake up, and we will find out how this goes next time, as that is going to be the end for tonight's session.